Hi everyone, welcome to our video on finding the area between two curves where we have some exponential functions this time. Well, when finding the area between two curves, our first step is always just to sketch it. And I've been using a calculator for that. I've been using the Desmos calculator. Let's scroll it on over. So here are some previous ones. Let's clear these out. Okay, and then I'm just going to sketch all these in, or type them in, and then we'll sketch it on our paper. So x equals -4. X equals 0, y equals 2e to the 4x, and then y equals e to the 2x, and then move the arrow over, -1. Okay, so here we go. So here's our picture. So in between the vertical lines, which are the purple and the red and the black, and you could do like the cogwheel and change these colors if needed, like to make both vertical purple if you really want, and then even these we can change them both into red or whatever. I'll just leave it. Okay, so we've got that, and then we can see, well, in between the red and the blue, and then let's see which one. So the red one is the top one, and we see it's this function. Okay, so that's our top function. And then the blue one is this one, so that would be the bottom function. Okay, so we have our top, we'll have minus the bottom, and in between the x values that were given. All right, so that's it. So let's make this sketch. So we can just point out a couple other things when we do it. And so it looks something like this, where we had our curve, and then we had another curve. And then we had our x equals -4. And then x equals 0. Okay, so the x equals 0, we'll just kind of bold. Okay, so anyway, so there's our x equals -4, x equals 0. Here's our two curves, and what they're talking about is the area right there is what they want us to find. Okay, and then let me label. So our top curve was this one. So they did put it in order. They don't have to. Okay, so that is the top. And you could do y equals. I'm just going to erase it and say that is top equals. And then our bottom equals the e to the 2x minus 1. Okay, so we have our top function, bottom function, and we have our bounds. So that's really the a value, and that's really the b value. And so now we could set up our integral. So step 2 is, remember, do the top minus the bottom. And so we have the integral from -4. So this is the area. So I'm going to use a equals for area. So -4 to 0. And then our top function is the 2e to the 4x. And go ahead and put that in parentheses. Even if it is just one term, I think it's a good habit. Minus the bottom function, which again also put in parentheses, because the negative will distribute. Okay, and then one more thing at parentheses, dx. Okay, and then now the steps are pretty similar. At this point, we're just going to simplify. So from -4 to 0, 2e to the 4x distribute, so minus e to the 2x plus 1. Okay, and then nothing here combines, so this is as good as this gets. But at this point, we can now do the antiderivative. So the antiderivative, so we have exponential. We have a rule for this where it is, so I'm just going to copy and paste the exponential just like that, and then divide by that constant that's attached to the x. So then divide by 4. And then the second one, do the same thing, copy and paste. There it is. But divide by the constant that's attached to that x. So divide by 2. And then plus 1's antiderivative would be just x. And then we have our vertical bar from -4 to 0. Well, let's go ahead and do that one cleanup right there. Let's put it way kind of over here. So 2 and 4 do reduce. So all I'm doing is just rewriting it. E to the 4x over 2 minus e to the 2x over 2 plus x from -4 to 0. And then now we just go through our process. The top one, I usually do in blue, so 0 is going to go in to all the x's that we see. So we have e to the 4 times 0 over 2 minus e to the 2 times 0 over 2 plus 0. Let's put that all in parentheses. And then always minus the second one going in, minus parentheses, e to the 4 times -4 and then over 2 minus e to the 2 times negative 4 all over 2, and then plus negative 4. All right, and then this one, again, probably wants a calculator at this point. I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to use Desmos again. That's my kind of best friend for calculators. And we'll plug all that in. That's work from a previous one, so that's no big deal. But I am just going to type in exactly what I see in the blue. So parentheses, e to the 4, parentheses, 0, divided by 2, just like that. And then minus e to the 2, parentheses, 0, all divided by 2, and then plus parentheses 0, and then parentheses. And then I'm going to press enter, and then I say, oh, that's just 0 anyway. So that is 0. That's nice. But again, even if you could do this, and e to the 0 is 1, so you might say, hey, why do we need to do a calculator here? Well, it helps with the second portion, because I could copy and paste, and then I just need to change all the parentheses that had 0 in it to negative 4. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so it looks like we have our answer. So in the blue is just 0. In the red is the negative 4.0002, I guess, to 4 decimals. And that's what we're going to write. And then we can finish this problem off. So in the blue, so just for color coding, so this is still just 0. And then it said, and then minus, everything in the red was negative 4.1230. And then let's go to 4 decimals, so 2 there at the end. And then while 0 minus negative 4.00002 would be a positive 4.0002. There we go. Okay, and one thing I didn't mention in the last video, these answers should be positive. So 39/2, they're all positive, 50 over 3, because it is looking at just an area, like geometrically. So and those areas should be positive. So and it will automatically work out if you set it up correctly to be positive. So that way, in case if you did accidentally get an answer that's negative in these types of problems with the area between two curves, if you do get a negative, something wrong happened. So you need to double check something. Okay, so it might be just a bad setup or just some calculator error, but either way, it's a quick way to kind of double check. Okay, but that's it. So there's our exponential function. If you have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.